Hey YouTube, it's Coach Tabe and I'm back with another video. Tonight I've got an unboxing from CubeZZ. Got the MF9, the world's first budget 9x9. A couple weeks ago I showed you the MF8. Tonight I got the MF9 and we're going to go ahead and check it out. This is the new budget 9x9 from Mofang Jiaoshi. Also tonight I'm trying out a new audio setup, so let me know if you notice an improvement in quality. Hopefully you do. And let's go ahead and get into the cube. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look, see what we've got. Got the MF9, and let's go ahead and open the box up, see what we're talking about here. Alright, and that is, okay. And set that aside. So we're looking same shades as the 8x8, and let's go ahead and get a measurement on that, see how big it is. And we are looking at, man, just 74 millimeters. That is just ridiculously small for a 9x9. Not much bigger than a standard 7x7. That's pretty darn awesome. So let's go ahead and see how she turns. Okay, that's a little, ooh, that's a little stiff, a little dry. So the 8x8 was also very dry and very stiff right out of the box. And although this is actually lubed, believe it or not, it does turn pretty smoothly. So the 8x8 was actually pretty stiff, pretty dry out of the box. It needed to be loosened, but as soon as you loosened it, it also had some stability problems. So this is definitely lubey. So I'm gonna have to clean that up on the outside before I do much else with it. Well, let's go ahead and just see how it turns. So that is very stiff and very slow, but also very smooth, no problem. Very slippery because of the lube. Man, that is very lubed. And yet somehow also still not particular. I mean, it moves smoothly, but anyway, that's pretty lubey. It does feel much more stable. As you can see, that is extremely tight. Much more stable than the 8x8 did. I'm going to go ahead and clean off the lube that's on the outside, and I'm also going to throw a bunch of D&M in it, see if I can't speed it up just a little bit, and we'll do some solve type turning on this, and I'll come back to you with some more final thoughts. Alright, so I decided to go ahead and put in some footage here of a solve, and I've also in the bottom right mixed in footage of a Huanglong 9x9, so you can see the difference in turning. And the bottom line here is that the MF9 turns very smoothly, but it requires a great deal of effort to do that turning. And as a result, after this solve, my hands were very fatigued. Something that I've never experienced before with any other puzzle from the Huanglong 8x8, 9x9, or even the 17x17 that I have. Even in much longer solve sessions than what you're seeing here. And as you watch, you can just see it does turn smoothly, but it fights you at every turn. That said, this is actually a very stable puzzle, and it is quite greasy out of the box, as you're going to see right here. I'm having to clean it off yet again. During this solve, I probably cleaned it off half a dozen times. I kept it on factory tensions really tight to keep it stable, and then lubed it with some D&M to try and speed it up, and that helped a tiny little bit. It seems like all the factory lube went on the outside of the puzzle though, and it is stable for the most part. It's far more stable than the MF8, which seems to pop if you look at it sideways or just leave it sitting on the shelf. where this one is not like that at all, but that may also just be because I kept it so tight. After this footage was recorded, I did loosen it about a quarter of a turn on every side, and that sped up the 3x3 stage, the outer layers, but didn't really do much for the inner layers. So, what's the bottom line? Well, for a budget 9x9, this is a really good puzzle. The size is nice. It is definitely easy to handle, but you can see I'm shaking my hand there a little bit. But like I said, the difficulty in turning is pretty high. I know that there are some, and actually here comes a pop right now. I know that the unofficial world records have been set with this puzzle. There you go. You can see it popped. That was actually completely my fault. That was inaccurate turning. Not really the fault of the puzzle. It's pretty easy to fix. I know that this is a set unofficial world records, and very fast solvers like this puzzle, but I personally still prefer the Huanglong. Now, if your budget is $40, then this is obviously your only option, and this is not a bad option. You will solve it, and I think, or you will enjoy solving it, and I think you can break it in, and then it'll become an enjoyable experience. But for the vast majority of people who are just looking for something that's easy to turn, and you're willing to spend a little bit more money, the Huanglong is the way to go, because it is just so much easier to turn and requires so much less effort. But if you're concerned that this is kind of like the 8x8, it has some of the same flaws in that it is very slow, but unlike the 8x8, it is much more stable. Anyway, bottom line is, not a bad puzzle. It is stable for $35. Not a bad purchase if you can handle the slower speed and the little bit more effort required to do the turning. If you like the content that you've seen, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the bell so that you're notified, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much, everybody.